Ben and Josh, you're going to show us what you've got first. Can you tell us why we painted this? What is it, Ken?
Because Nick came and he was a policeman.
That's right. And what have you got on yours, Josh? What have you got?
It's a police car and a fire engine.
And why did you draw a police car?
Because the two police cars came in.
And what did you do with the police cars?
The sirens.
Yes, you probably heard my class playing with the sirens. I think people on the ringway wondered what was happening at the school. And somebody even managed to turn lights on and things. Who was that? Somebody found out. Yes, Ryan. He found it. Thank you, Ryan. Okay. Right. Jack and Danielle, you're going to show us what you've got? Our maths topic this term has been shops, and we've been doing lots and lots of work about shops. What have we got in our classroom at the moment? A bank, yes, thanks to Gemma's mummy. She brought us lots of bank bags and lots of sorting wooden things. So we've had a shop, we've had a supermarket, and some of the children, the year 1 children, have been doing a maths book and doing lots of practical work and writing shopping lists, haven't you? All about shops. Thank you. Right, Michael and Daniel, Philip, sorry. Right, a lot of the children wrote 5 poems. We've been watching a television programme. What's our television programme called? Tell me what the television programme is called. Yes, Sam. Stop. Stop, look and listen. And one programme we watched was all about firemen and fire. Some children wrote 5 poems. Do you want to read it? Or shall I? Michael, he wrote this poem and he also typed it out on the computer. And his poem was fire. Fire spits, fire burns, fire is black, fire is red, and fire is yellow. And that's Michael's poem. And Philippa wrote a poem. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it? Me. They read it themselves yesterday when we practiced. Philippa said, "It is yellow, it sizzles, it sparkles, it is dangerous." Are you going to tell the rest of the school our secret? What's happening in about 2 weeks? Who's coming?
Fireman.
Just a fireman?
The fire
We're having a fire engine come to visit us on a Monday morning, so we're getting quite excited about that. Okay, Jessica, Lucy and Daniel, you're going to show us what you've been doing. Right, Jessica, would you like to tell us what this is all about? Can't say slope. Slope. We rolled some cars down the slope, and what did you have to do, Lucy? See how far it went. And what are all these squares coloured in here? What does that show? That's right. How many blocks the car rolled? They had to colour in the amount of squares. How many blocks did your Jupo car travel, Daniel? How many blocks did it travel? Here, look. How many did you write? 8. And how many blocks did your Sticklebrick car travel? 6. And how many did your Cozy Cooper car travel? That's it. Well done. Okay, Joe and Jessica, let's see what you've got to show us. Now these two weren't the only two who did really good work when we did this, but they wanted to show the whole school what they did. Can you tell us what you've got, Joe?
We did a pancake recipe on pancake day.
That's right. We did have one cooker and it didn't work very well, so who have we got to thank for a good cooker? Mrs. Clay. Mrs. Clay was also making pancakes, so we went and said, when you've finished with your cooker, could we borrow it? Because it was taking 1/4 of an hour to make one pancake on ours, wasn't it? And what did we do?
We took the pancake.
Yeah, so they all cheered when Mrs. Hardy managed to catch it again, didn't you? Right, so they wrote really good pancake recipes and they put it all in the right order, all by themselves. Right, Thomas and Ryan, show us what you've got. Come into classroom at the moment and you look up on the ceiling, we've got all these mums and dads in our classroom, we've got pricks in the legs, they're going like this, because we've got aeroplanes right across the ceiling. And Zoe's mum, she said, I'm throwing a big pile of aeroplane magazines out. So we've been doing a lot of work about aeroplanes. So why did you bring this in to show us, Thomas? Works on them? Or did, no? What did your dad do? Daddy had a little aeroplane and he learned to fly, didn't he? And I'm not sure if this is right. Where's Daddy? Oh, he's there. Is this for calculating fuel?
Speed also.
Right. And you can turn all the dials, so this is on our aeroplane display. Also, there's a special aeronautical map that is different to a road map. Right, Ryan. Can you show us what you've got? These are part of the magazines that Zoe's mum brought us. They had great fun cutting all these big aeroplanes out. What have you got, Ryan? A jumbo jet. And you loved doing this, didn't you? Mine took ages just cutting it out little. Really cut out really well. But also, they didn't just cut things out. They started using these magazines to look very carefully at the aeroplanes. And if you look at our pictures, they've really looked carefully and got the detail of the aeroplanes. Thank you. Right, Ashley, Sam and Zoe, show us what you've got. Here's yours, Ashley. Look. Now, these mummies better shut their eyes. Because what are these for? They're for Mother's Day, and we've been doing some sewing. Ashley's not finished his, but he's doing really well. Sam's finished his, and he's got a lovely pattern on this, and he's done really well. You know, because Sam only started school at Christmas. And Zoe, she's doing lots of pink stitching on hers, and she's not finished hers yet, but they're doing really well. Okay, Edward and James and Hannah. These are our pink writing books. Now one day, I gave the class this picture and we talked about the stories. And what has the story got? What has it got at the front? A beginning, and what's it got next? A middle, and what's it got next? An end. And we talked about stories, and they've got the choice of two pictures. They've got one of some firemen fighting a fire, and they've got this one. And Edward wrote a lovely story. Are you going to read it? Or do you want me to read it? You'll read it. I'll read it for you because you probably didn't hear it. It says, one sunny day, there was a bad guy. He held a magnifying glass and the ground caught fire. Robin Hood shot the arrow, it hit the fire and the fire went out. And Edward had got a beginning, a middle and an end, so he did really well with that. Okay, Jade, what we're going to show everybody is what you're doing now and what you did a few weeks ago when you first came to school. And we often look back in our books and say, look what... Thank you, God, for all our class. Thank you, God, for all our class. Thank you, God, for all our class. Right here at school. Thank you, God, for the things we learn. Thank you, God, for the things we learn. Thank you, God, for the things we learn. Right here at school. Thank you, God, for all our friends. Thank you, God, for all our friends. Thank you, God, for all our friends. Right here at school. Right, you're probably wondering what these bits are. Move programme. You all got your hats on? You all right, Simon? You ready for the music? Find a space. Where are you meant to be looking?
Today, it's raining in the countryside, but you're inside Mr. Jeremy Fisher's house. You can see the rain falling on the window pane in front of you. Look more closely. You can see a face reflected in the glass window, but it's not yours. It's Mr. Jeremy Fisher's. For a while, you'll become this special frog. Soon, you're going to move as if you are Mr. Jeremy Fisher. But just listen first. It's raining outside, but this isn't going to stop you going fishing. When the music starts, you're going to put on your fishing clothes. You may remember how you got dressed last time. First, squeeze your big frog's tummy into the Macintosh raincoat and do up the buttons. Stop. Now get those excited frog feet into your Wellington boots. Stop. Finally, squash and squeeze your green slimy fingers into a pair of fishing gloves. And hold it there. When the music begins, pick up your long fishing rod and heavy basket. Carry them carefully to the front door of the house. Let's do that. Stop. Now you're ready to put the waddling in the mud and leaping of the puddles together. Start waddling first.
See some good waddling, come on.
Now leaping. Now to get onto a nice lily pad, a floating leaf that's big enough for Mr. Jeremy Fisher and all his fishing things. Do a light leap onto the pad now.
You all got a lily pad?
Put down your fishing rod and basket. And now sit down cross-legged on your lily pad. This spot is perfect. Wriggling worm! Don't let it wriggle away. Now, tie the worm, it's still wriggling, to the end of your line.
Right onto the fishing line.
Stop and listen. His rod was a tough stalk of grass. His line was a fine long white horsehair, and he tied a wriggling worm at the end. Now getting the fishing line far enough out into the water. In a moment you'll heave back the heavy rod over your shoulder so that the fishing line is behind you. Then hold on tightly to the rod and with all your strength flick it forward so the line